Hi Leo, welcome to the full moon in Leo. It's your full moon for January 25th and 26th of 2024. The trajectory of this reading, the direction this reading is going in, is a number 5 cycle transformation. 5 is the number of change, instability, the roller coaster ride. It can be exciting if you like it, but it can also be a little chaotic because we're in the midst of change and transformation. It's a cycle that you're going through. So that's the trajectory of the reading. Let's see what your focus is for the next 2 weeks. The Nine of Wands. This is the number 9, right? So it's the accumulative wisdom that we experience through this cycle. We're coming to the end of the cycle. We're not at 10 yet, but we can be reflecting on what we have accumulated from this cycle up until now. This is often called the walking wounded card. He's been through it. These are his experiences, right? And so he's been through the gamut and probably not really yet ready to take on much more, and maybe just kind of being reflective and looking back. But I do have a feeling of it's like a protective energy, like a bit cautious, kind of looking over his shoulder a little bit. Again, I've had the experiences. I know what's going to happen, or I know what has happened, and I don't want that to happen again. So I'm going to move cautiously forward to the next cycle, and in this case, it's a transformative cycle. So let's see where that's going. I'm going to lay out all the cards. The first column is where you find yourself at the time of the full moon, but it's also the card of, the placement of what is concluding at this time. In this case, what's transforming. Interesting. Okay, the next column is you and how you deal with it, how you're thinking about it, what actions you're taking, what are your, what you're thinking about it, what you're doing, that kind of thing. You're both. You're thinking and doing here. Nice. And the third column is probable outcome, because some things we can change, right? Some things we are unable to because we came to experience that. We had that with the experience in mind, but always for our growth. Okay, let's have a look at this. And you have a nice, you have a little bit of everything, right? We have passions, we have practicality, we're thought-provoking, and we have some emotion. So you have all 4 of the suits here, which is really nice, a nice even balance. The 7 of Pentacles, the 8 of Wands. You are very reflective. You can be in a bit of a reflective mode concerning the direction you want this new cycle to go in. Okay, so let's start at the beginning here. The 7 of Pentacles. 7 is unique number, right? It's a creative principle. That's why they call number 7 closest to God, right? It's unique. Hadn't thought about that before. And so we're kind of reflecting back on what we have accumulated, right, up until now, what we've harvested, what we've grown, and deciding if this is what we want. Now we're in the state of transformation, so obviously we're going to be editing some things, and your perspective is really important, though I think your perspective is pretty good. We're going to be editing some things, and again, this is just a situation that you find yourself in, so maybe you are editing, or maybe other people are saying, okay, things need to change, and you're a little bit like, oh, where are they going? It's changed before and it hasn't worked out, or I've had these other experiences, right? The walking wounded card. And so it's kind of a little bit like, well, I created, let's say I grew beans in this particular harvest, and they didn't sell very well, so I'm not going to do that this time. I'm going to plant, I don't know, cabbage. right? Cabbage is the new trend. I don't know if it is or it isn't, but in any case, so I'm going to go with cabbage. It's a very reflective card, and it's kind of your perspective is really important. How you wait for your harvest to ripen is important here. But it can also determine this new cycle, this new transformation, this new trajectory that we are going to be going in, because things are changing, obviously. So this is keeping your thoughts, your words, your emotions, your feelings, everything, your passions actually in line, having a nice focus, things moving swiftly. While they still may be up in the air because we're in a state of transformation, they're still moving all in the right direction and heading to that trajectory that we want them to go in. So this card is the manifestation card, and it's also saying keep your thoughts on what you want, not what you don't want. Okay? I'm going to pull a card now for that. Now we're kind of in lockstep here. We have 7 and 8. So it's 7, 8, and 9. We're moving quite nicely. We're not really out of... yeah, it's something towards the future with the star card. We really have a trajectory towards the future. We're keeping our... it's like keeping your eyes on the prize. The stars, something is under a lucky star. We feel like we are guided in that direction. And because it's associated with Aquarius, it can have something to do with information and technology. But in any case, there's a hopeful feeling there. Okay, you are behaving like the Queen of Swords. So this is somebody very detail-oriented. This is my Virgo card. They have critical mind. They have a critical thinking. They want clarity of thought. This can, however, kick up a little dust on the ground, right? It can create some commotion on the ground. She is critical, and she can say what's on her mind. And so, Leo, you may be a little bit overly critical, or you can just be working through your situation with a critical mind. This kind of for these two cards, I do have the feeling of editing. I do feel like we're editing. So we're being critical. This isn't working, it's out. This is working, we're going to move this in. It's that kind of energy for me. But there's clarity of mind here. In another deck, she has a man's severed head in her hands. So that's what I mean by she can cut things off quickly and decisively with a critical mind. Okay? But what I think we're doing is we're cutting out distractions here, because that's this card. It's removing distractions and just getting the job done with that 8 of Pentacles. It is honing your skills, but it's also like overtime and a lot of work being put into something. You're good at it, especially with that Queen of Swords. She's quite proficient as far as I'm concerned. And good with the details, very good with the fine details, dotting the I's, crossing the T's, great with detail. And the 8 of Pentacles is a healthy wallet, a healthy work ethic, getting things done. And you're good at what you do, and so you can just knock it out. It's also honing your craft. But there are decisions to be made, and this is a good card to go with this Queen of Swords, because she is the decisive one. She can decide right now. It's good or bad, it works, it doesn't. It's that kind of energy. Now, this is the moon in Libra, and so Libra can have some difficulty making the decision, and it's a good thing that you're in that kind of Queen of Swords mentality. Because the idea with the Two of Swords is make a decision. I always think of these as a scissor, right? To cut something. Make a decision. Your mental faculties have to be in alignment with your heart, with your emotions. Mental and emotional have to be in alignment to make this decision. But no matter what decision you make, you will have consequences and well, there's consequences, but there is reward and challenges either way. No matter what decision you make, you can't get away from either one of them. However, I think you're just going to be really busy. But I do think there's some editing here, some fine tuning of something where these transformations are being made. And again, your focus is the Nine of Wands, so you've been through it. You've been through the ringer, and that brought you to some critical thinking, right? I'm not going to let this happen again, or I'm not going to go through that difficulty again. I'm going to do it differently this time. So you have two twos, right? And that's always duality. This or that, up or down, left or right, black or white. It's duality. The Two of Wands is the next stage of your passion, which is plotting and planning something, looking out into the larger world. How did somebody else do it? Do I want to do it that way? Yes or no? Maybe kind of where does this passionate idea fit into in the larger world? Where can I take it? I have an idea about something, right? The Ace of Wands, I have a passionate idea of something. So what do I do with it? You know, I have the idea of wanting to make swords, but do I make a kitchen knife, or do I make, a decorative sword, or for fencing, or, you know what I mean? It's that kind of energy, this or that, plotting and planning. It can have something to do with, this is my sharing is caring card. It can be something that maybe you're deciding on something that you had done in the past. This is my retrograde card, so it's people and places and memories and things that come forward again from the past. But with the idea of, again, not wanting to make the same mistakes twice. In relationships, this is my platonic card. They're caring, they're very sharing, but it's very platonic, even though it's Libra, which is number 6. That's why I say that. Because it's really the Sun in Scorpio. And there's an intensity with this card. Sun in Scorpio, right? And interesting thing too, because Scorpio is Pluto, which is about transformation. So it's transforming things from the past, transforming ideas, transforming relationships, transforming your home that you live in, that sort of thing. Because it's number 6, and number 6 is a very home-oriented number. The Four of Cups. Something is being offered to you to change up some energy, to change up this kind of energy. Something is being offered. It's something very kind. Sharing is caring. Comes out of the blue. But this is a very dissatisfied card. They're dissatisfied. They're bored. And so something is being offered to liven up the party a little bit. It comes out of the blue, and the universe is saying, well, here's another opportunity for you to make it what you want. Right? If you were dissatisfied or bored with a situation before, here's another opportunity. Do with it what you will. Make it what you want. Don't stay in the boredom and the doldrums. What does Spirit want you to know? You have the Queen of Unicorns, which is number 43, which is 7. Again, a very unique number, not cookie cutter, and surprises. You are blessed with love, compassion, and wisdom. I love this card. It's a very favorite card of mine. And like I said, even though you are the Queen of Swords, which is not, behaving like the Queen of Swords is not the most compassionate card. But when you have that 6 of Cups, there's compassion there. There's that sharing energy. So it kind of ends up in that direction. It's asking you to use your love and compassion and wisdom in making decisions and moving forward. Not just your logic and reason. And that will help you. That's what I mean by your logic and reason has to be combined with your emotions, with your love, with your compassion, right? To make those wise choices. Okay? I hope this has been helpful. Thank you for listening. I will return in 2 weeks with a new moon reading. And until then, take good care. And thanks again. Bye for now.